Dang, you wrote like a essay, man.
I didn't write it. I plagiarized it.
Oh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cryptwins. If you haven't seen our videos before, which you probably have, considering there's 13 of you at the moment, we present these two creatures from a particular state in the U.S., and right now we're on... I have two. He has two creatures.
Three creatures.
At least we do two. So
There's
I was
at
correct.
least two
At least
most of the time.
Anyway, so we're going through the 50 states. Right now we're on Arkansas. We're going to be saying them like that throughout the entire video. Anyway, so we're going to be going through each state. Next state will be California. And we knew that intuitively. We didn't have to look it up. He's only laughing because he's nervous. About the truth.
We had to look it up.
Shut up.
He thought it was Connecticut.
I did. I don't know why I skipped California.
You skipped Colorado, too.
Oh, God! Anyway, we got a couple monsters today. A couple cryptid boys.
A couple things that popped up back in... this one actually had... this showed up back in 1897. There was also reports, at least the people that reported it said they had heard that it had gone back to the 1880s. So...
You time traveled.
So this monster, or cryptid, is called the Gauro. The reason why it's called that is because that was reported to be what sound it made was apparently...
Make the sound.
I'm not.
Make the sound.
Gauro.
What?
Gauro. Something like that. So, and I couldn't, so this is from the Encyclopedia of Arkansas, where I was looking at where I got most of this information, and one of the other, and the story for the other cryptid that I have. So it's reported in Arkansas as popular lore, and it's really owes its origins mostly to journalism, because it was brought up as a story of, hey, this happened. And the website said that William Miller, which it was hyperlinked, so I clicked the hyperlink. It takes me to William Miller, who was the 12th governor of Arkansas.
Okay.
That died before this happened. So I'm pretty sure that's not it.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's not the one, but I did find something else.
It did go back in time.
So I did find something else that was kind of interesting about this. So there's a couple key people in this, William Miller being one of them, who... Still, I don't know who he really is. If the story goes apparently back in time, it's possibly it just didn't get told until later in the year or later in time, whatever. So it states that William Miller, a Little Rock businessman who had been traveling the Ozarks of northwest Arkansas, told Smithy, Albert Smithy, who worked at Arkansas Gazette, that, a horrible monster known as the Gauro. So he kind of just came to him and say, hey, this monster exists. When I actually looked up this Albert guy, I couldn't find anything on him, but I found Fred W. Alsop, who was a bookkeeper. I'm sorry, not a bookkeeper. He owned a bookstore. He owned a couple other things, had a really big book collection. He was a huge nerd that people trusted with the newspaper. He never was truly the editor of it, but he actually... kind of sort of owned it for a little while, went into partnership with a guy named James Newton Smithy. So when I looked up James Newton Smithy, he was a colonel back during the Civil War. So I looked into him, and I looked up where it said it was a find a grave, so it actually showed me his obituary and who his kids were. He has a son named Albert E. Smithy.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if where the story comes from, whoever wrote the editorial was Smithy's son, Albert, and they screwed it up and put Albert instead? Because everywhere I'm seeing says Albert Smithy, Albert Smithy, Albert Smithy.
Instead of Albert?
Yeah, but there was no other Smithies in that area except for N.J. Smithy.
NJ. NJ? What's his first name?
James Newton.
Newton.
Yeah.
Wait.
Some of them...
He goes by... His name is
One of the sources said NJ, another says JN. So I don't know if he's got interchangeable first and middle names, but he does. So anyways, so if William Miller is the 12th governor, and he's the guy who did this, then I doubt that this is the same guy. Well, anyways, it says that the Gauro, its name comes from the noise it makes during its nocturnal depredations, meaning that it hunts at night. And it kills everything. Creature has been slaughtering livestock and pets near Blanco.
So it makes that so
it hunts and makes the noise. It's like a huffing sound, I assume.
Okay, so like it's walking around.
Yeah.
So reading through air 6.
Let's see.
Kind of hard to hunt at night if you're making noise.
So it says that Miller formed a posse. It tracked the Gauro to its lair, a cave littered with animal skeletons and even some human remains. As they waited to ambush the monster, they heard it emerge from a nearby lake, which doesn't make sense because they took it to a cave, but I guess it has a tunnel. They heard it emerge from a nearby lake, causing the earth to tremble as it made its way towards them. The Gauro perished after several volleys from the posse. Before its death, it ripped up several trees and tore off a leg of one of the posse members.
Holy crap, how big is this thing?
I'm getting to it. The examination of the remains, because they killed it, revealed that it was a 20-foot creature in length with 2 tusks, large webbed feet, ending in claws, a row of short horns along its back, and a long, thin tail with a blade at the end. Williams claimed to have sent the body to the Smithsonian at D.C., and it never showed up. Which some people basically looks at it. Also, the guy who was editing the story said that, that kind of says it was great fake, and there's no foundation in fact. It's just a story.
Well, yeah, because wouldn't they be notifying the Smithsonian ahead of time, like, hey, we're going to show you a specimen?
Pretty much.
You don't just send, you don't find something crazy in your back. You're like, you know who's going to love this?
The Smithsonian.
The Smithsonian?
DC's going to really want to see this crazy monstrosity.
Should we warn them ahead of time?
No. Never. So, then the Ozark research and folklore collector, Vance Rudolph, I actually looked him up as well.
Advanced Rudolph?
No, Vance Randolph. He was born February 23rd, 1892 in Pittsburgh, Kansas, to John Randolph, an attorney and a Republican politician, and Teresa Good, a public school teacher. He had he was the eldest of 3 sons. He lived mostly in mining communities. He dropped out of high school, published his first writing for leftist periodicals, such as the Socialist Appeal to Reason, published by nearby Girard. He graduated from a local college, now Pittsburgh State University, actually. So this guy actually has college degrees and stuff. And he revealed additional details about the Gauro, though. And he believed that it had been reported as early as the 1880s. His sources suggested the Gauro was actually a species of creature rather than one monster, and that its young hatched from soft-shell eggs the size of barrels, like whiskey barrels.
Okay.
Rather than, as large as beer kegs, and the mom carried new hatchlings away in a pouch, like a kangaroo.
They can't make their mind up on how this creature is supposed to be.
So Randolph related a story about an encounter with Gauro by a spelunker named exploring Devil's Hole in Boone County. That's like a big cavern system. He also told someone from Mena Polk County who claimed to have captured a Gauro by inducing the creature to eat so many dried apples that it got stuck in a burrow, and he was able to trap it. This is my favorite story about it. So this guy,
he fed it dried apples.
Yeah, but it also likes to eat human body parts.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, he caught this thing, and he decided to, hey, I'm going to make money off of it. And people want to see this.
Yes.
So he would get a tent, and he would make people pay him $0.25 to come in and see this monster. And then when everybody would be seated, after they all paid him, he would go to the back, change into tattered clothing, put fake blood and mud all over himself, run and scream and be like, the Gauro's gone! The Gauro's gone! And everybody would panic, and they would leave, and he'd just be like...
That's amazing!
It was pretty... that was one of my favorite
things.
I
wish mine had inspired people to do crazier stuff. Actually, there's a really cool aspect of man.
So that's pretty much all I got on that guy, but there's possible explanations on it. One of them being that it could just be like a deformed boar that they had seen that was probably nowhere near as 20 feet big, but like wild boar do get really, really big. And
Well, so do cows that are on pigs that are on farms.
Exactly. So, and as soon as like even those pigs, if they go out into the wild, they start to revert back to boar. It's really weird the way that their body works.
Really?
Yeah. So if you basically let them, I don't know if it's specific species, but from what I've heard is like if you let them roam and you don't treat them like as pigs and you feed them daily with like all their natural stuff, well, I guess whatever we made pigs now, if they go back to foraging in the forest and stuff, like their body like hardens to be what it has to be. So like they actually regrow tusks and get woolly.
It's what?
Yeah. I've heard it before. Look it up. Look it up on your phone right now. Tell me if I'm wrong. Well, anyways, so that is that's. Give me my mouse.
Sorry.
So that's the story
really nice mouse.
of the Galro. There's this in. This is another funny thing. This picture I'm about to show you did come from the Arkansas Gazette back in 1897 when this was reported, and this is based off of a photograph. Allegedly. So I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but as you can see, he's got his web feet, which just looks weird. His web feet with his claws at the end, spikes along his back, a weird shapen tail where it almost looks like a blade is attached, and then 2 tusks in the front. And honestly, if you've ever played Fallout or any of those games, he looks like a Deathclaw.
Yeah, it's just straight up Deathclaw.
It's a Deathclaw. But this was before Fallout, so I guess it's way before Fallout, so it's got to be real. They had no artist.
I saw it on the
Actually,
internet.
how funny would this be if this is like what they based it off of? Like the Deathclaw is actually based off of this thing? Because it looks.
I'm thinking that it could be.
Strikingly looks like it.
Like, I'd love to look that. I need to look that up. I love that it says from photograph by Win Miller. So it's from a photograph. So it's not. So luckily,
William Miller. So it is William Miller, but it's probably not him. I don't think it's him. It can't be.
well, no, that is a GoPro. That is not William Miller.
So
And it's just a drawing.
shut up.
From it. It's just a picture of it. That's what's fun. It's a picture of a drawing.
No, it's a drawing based off of a picture.
Oh. Where's the picture?
Good question.
Okay, so it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right,
Well-
you want me to do mine then, and then you can go back to your other one?
Yeah, sure.
Mine will be quick.
My
Ish.
second one doesn't really have that much stuff on it anyway.
Mine's got some really weird stuff. So, in Arkansas and some of the surrounding states, in the Ozarks, which I'd looked up with the Ozarks. So, I'm not ashamed to say I had no idea what the Ozarks were. Apparently, it's a band of mountains down there. It's called the Ozark Mountains and Ozark Plains. So that's what it is. That's what they mean by going to the Ozarks. He didn't know either, so we're both equally stupid. So,
I just don't like geography.
that's rocks.
That's geography.
I know. Sorry.
I'm on geology.
Oh, gosh.
Where's your inhaler? Are you gonna need it again?
It's on the bed.
Do you need it?
No, I'll be fine. We were making jokes about astrology earlier, and it's not as funny to explain.
No, it's not.
But it's really funny.
I was planning on this because it was going to be a long-running joke because it's something we already were laughing about earlier. So I knew if I waited about at least an hour and I just bring it up again, he will lose it to no context.
Oh, I'm crying.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a pickle. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, gosh. Gosh, dang it. Anyway.
I just don't understand the power of turquoise.
Don't you even know your sign in apocryphy? Sorry.
Focus.
Sorry. Gosh.
I'll zoom back in.
Oh, gosh. So,
So it's not dead, at least. It's not dead air.
no.
It's just dumb air.
It's just dumb air. So in the Ozarks, excuse me. So not just exclusive to Arkansas. So we're gonna have to switch it up. Probably not pull from this monster when we get to the surrounding states. But one of the monster that I'm bringing up is called the Ozark Howler. And the crazy thing about it, it's been cited as far back as like the 1800s, through the 1800s, the 1900s, and even in the 2000s, people have been seeing it too, or at least hearing it as well. So, what the Ozark Howler is it's described many different ways. So it's kind of a
Seems like a running theme in Arkansas.
yeah, it's a creature that teeters on either the physical world or the supernatural world. So
that's kinda cool.
people claim that it is a large creature, about 8. It can be between like 3 and 8 foot tall. Shaggy fur, has the build and the body of a bear.
Okay.
With horns, red glowing eyes, and a long tail, and shaggy fur. And it sounds like
Skinwalker.
Well, the funny thing about it is they think, because it has that supernatural element, it's this big creature. People who claim they see it never find. It's a very, very easy to track cryptid because it leaves no footprints, doesn't disturb the ground, doesn't leave any trace of its existence at all.
Skinwalker.
So yeah, it's kind of teeters into either, as people sometimes believe, it could be a skinwalker, it could be a like a shaman or someone who uses black magic, things like that. But it's so it's funny. Everybody describes it a little bit differently as far as its temperament. Sometimes it can just be a omen of some kind that if you see it or you hear it. So if you hear it, you are also marked with death as well. So that's another portion of it. And
You have audio of it?
I've been trying to find a sound of it, and I can't find anything that sounds remotely like it. It has a sound kind of like a high-pitched squeal and a low guttural tone at the same time. So it's like people describe it as a woman's scream mixed with like a deep demonic screaming.
Oh.
So if you even hear the howler, that's when you're marked for death, basically, as well. But it's perpetuated the Ozarks for years and years now. It's something that seems like has a massive cultural following to it.
Really?
People really love the Ozark Howler for some reason. Excuse me. So it was reported back in, but the thing is, it's kind of going back and forth with what people want to say, if it's true or not, or real or not. There's things that people think it might be. Some people think it's as small as like a puma with horns.
Okay.
Some people think it's like I said, as big as a bear with horns. We have a video that says it's probably the howl of it, but
I don't know. I just wanted to see.
I'm pretty sure I know which one this is. This video was shot on April 17th at 2012 at 1:24 a.m.
That was the year.
What?
Hold on.
I said 2012. I don't hear anything. Listen to the howl. It's coming through the TV, so...
Sounds like a man screaming in the background.
Yeah. It's really, really low. It's a really low scream.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to pick that up.
If you guys want to hear it, we can probably link to it.
Yeah, I'll put a link to it in the video. I couldn't find a good sound of it.
Yeah,
people think it could sound like foxes, like a red fox crying out. Which, if you've ever listened to what a red fox sounds like, it's terrifying in the middle of the night. I heard one in Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, while I'm in bed. Not fun. Sounds like a woman dying. They also think it could be like raccoons fighting. Or even raccoons fight and they make weird noises.
I know. I just think that's a funny thing.
Yeah, it's creepy. But so yeah, they have a bunch of different things on what it could be, and I'm trying to find stories about it. I found 2 stories 2 years apart, same creepypasta read in 2 different voices.
Really?
Yeah. So while it has been around for a long time, there's a lot of people who think it could be more related to the people who immigrated into the U.S. back in the 1800s. So a lot of Irish and Welsh and Scottish were around that area.
So they think they brought back some type of...
It's not that they brought it back, but they brought their stories. So their stories and their folklore, with the Norse and the Vikings and stuff like that, Scandinavian countries, they've got like, what's his name? If there's a dog that Loki has, that's like it's his son or daughter. Is it Fenrir?
Fenrir is...
Is that the dog spirit, the wolf spirit?
the dog god, yeah.
Yeah. So that's part of it. That could be something where they think it is. A hellhounds from like Europe, things of that nature.
Oh, like the black dogs and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
like black
too.
dogs, they got the red eyes. Sometimes they have horns.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I heard the red eye thing, and like immediately that's what I was thinking of. It's like, it's something like that.
Yeah.
But either way, it's still creepy.
Yeah, so people, like I said, people have claimed to see it. There was a person back in I think it was the early 90s or early 80s. I can't remember, based on my research. This kid in college basically fooled. This is hilarious to me. Cryptozoology is a real thing, and there are experts.
It's a real science.
Apparently. And sorry if anybody actually thinks that cryptozoology is an actual field of study. I don't think it is. But, I say that, and we find new animals all the time.
That's what I mean. Like, at least.
So,
I think the way that it's supposed to be is it's not about Sasquatch. It's not about the Loch Ness Monster. It is.
but it isn't.
But the real thing is, like, they're looking for things that are supposedly extinct or things that shouldn't be here. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, so I guess it can be a study of some kind. But anyway, this kid leads them on like a fool's errand, gets them like to spend a bunch of money to come out, because he basically says he has this thing, and then they come out, and then come to find out he was just messing with them. And that's kind of
They paid him money?
They spent money to do like investigations and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
It's really funny when you think about it. So there's a lot to this story. I mean, there's so many different stories about what it could be and how it acts. Like, some people think, like I said, it could be an omen of death. It could kill humans. It could also be an herbivore. It could be docile. It could be nice to humans. People can't make their mind up about what the Ozark Howler is supposed to be. Also, if you look up the images of it, a lot of people can't decide on what it's supposed to look like. Because, like I said, so one of them looks like it's the main one is like a bear shape with red eyes. And let me pull up the picture. Give me the. So there's this one picture that I think is really cute. I really like it. Did you close it? You did.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I closed the gallery one.
No, it's in a different window altogether.
My name's Michael.
No, it's not. So that's the Ozark Howler. That's one depiction of it.
That's the Beast.
From the Beauty and the Beast.
From Beauty and the Beast.
Well, it's funny because people say, yes, it's like a shaggy... There's its shaggy coat. There are things... Some people think it could be a wolf, so like back to the hellhound thing.
Yep.
So there's a lot to it, and it's, like I said, it's been seen a lot. But as far as notable sightings
like
and
that
stuff...
One better.
The one in the middle?
Yeah, that one's a better picture of it.
That's like somebody's furry thing right there.
Hello. Don't talk to me, Mom. I'm studying.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I like this one.
I'm barking at the
Another's artist rendition of the Howler. Because, Adam, I'm stupid. But yeah, it's got horns. I was listening to a podcast earlier today, though. I need to look up the name of it so I can give him some credit, because it was pretty funny. There are those cows that have shaggy fur and really big horns.
Yeah.
So gosh, I gotta look at the name of that, because the girl was I think it was her name. One of her names was Allison. Aniston. I'm so sorry. I don't think they're ever gonna watch this. However, it was just funny. She was like, "What I'm saying is, it could be a cow.
It could be a cow, actually.
It could be the Ozark Cowler." It was the funniest thing.
Well, another thing that I think of, too, is the Ozarks is a mountainy area, right?
Yes.
So what if the sound that they're hearing is literally just the wind rolling down the mountain, going through the trees?
It could be. Oh, and the podcast is called The Cryptid Keeper. I found them on Listen Notes. Apparently they are on iTunes as well. And something else. They have a secondary. I just found them today. And I was trying to find some more information about it, and it was just funny.
That's pretty cool.
Never thought about cows, though. There's got to be like a cryptid that's a cow. That's going to make Jesse really happy.
Yeah, I know. I hope it's a vampire cow.
A vampire cow? Let me suck your udder. I want to suck your udder.
What's going on with your bull, man? He never got out of the calf stage, I guess.
He's just... Anyway, I mean, there's a lot more that we could go over with just the Ozark Howlers, just the amount of people who have seen it. Like I said, it's been in so many different, just stories over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to look up. It was a neat one to go over.
So
here we go. So these are the.
Saku Sith?
Oh man, this is exactly what they went over. This is the sound of what a red fox sounds like.
Oh!
Yeah, it's loud.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Can you
That was going on while you were sleeping?
No. I woke up because of it. There was no sleeping after it started.
That's terrifying.
It sounded way closer than that, though, and I had seen a couple foxes up there. Do you want to hear what Friday Raccoon sounds like?
Yeah.
And this is the...
It sounds like chipmunks.
So this is probably... If you had heard... Have you heard this before?
Yeah, bull elks, they're loud.
Well, have you heard it in the forest?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Have you ever seen the video of them doing it? It's like really, really cold out, and you can see when it goes out just how much air it's pushing out when it's doing it.
Really?
It's so much. Their lungs are huge.
My lungs are as big as your thighs. There's some big lung compression you got there, boy. All right, so Adam's got one more for us.
Yes.
It's called the Big Butt Fishy Doo.
Close.
It resides in the waters of Arkansas, and it wants to get in and out of the butt of all little fishes. It's the tiniest cryptid we've ever gone over.
You all right?
I didn't know where I was going with that.
That's long-winded.
I was trying to shut up.
Okay, so I am going over the White River Monster, which...
Not the butt one?
Has been sighted almost at a roughly 40-year mark ever since...
Dude, that's cool.
It was kind of cool.
It's like Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, so reports of this type of monster have come out since the 1890s. Again in 1937. Again in 1971.
It's just a gar.
And then... So if it went again in 1971, basically, it should have appeared again by now. But anyways,
yeah, 2011.
Yeah, but it was interesting that it was kind of reported almost in that 40-year time window. So
looks like there's a lot of pictures here. They can't decide on what it looks like either.
Yeah, exactly. So
fun.
They since 1915, along the White River near Newport, Jackson County, the monster has appeared several times and become a local legend. Actually, it's been reported before then. Like, they actually blamed some of the capsizing ships during the Civil War on this monster. They actually said, like, that was the reason why some of the ships sank during the Civil War through Arkansas.
Which side was reporting that?
I have no idea.
Because it sounds like, we didn't lose. It was the monster.
It was the monster.
It pushed over our U-boats. They didn't have U-boats.
So it said one of the first sightings was in 1937 of July. A couple guys on Bramlett Bateman's plantation told Bateman that they had spotted some kind of monster on an eddy along the river. They've been complaining about the fishing and how bad it was. The monster might be responsible. Bateman was skeptical, but then they persuaded him to come look down at it. After seeing the monster for himself, he contacted D.N. Graves, who is he's actually a real guy. That was the game and fish warden back in that time. He asked him to use, if he could have permission to use dynamite in the eddy to kill the creature.
Oh my gosh.
Which he and his sharecroppers consider potential hazard. Graves told Bateman to do such a thing would violate the law. Blasting in the inland waterways was only allowed for a method of dislodging a human body in the case of a drowning victim. This law was to counter the ecologically damaging practice of stunning fish with dynamite and taking all the fish from the area. A technique so common that fishermen jokingly referred to a stick of dynamite as a DuPont spinner. DuPont spinner, I don't know.
It's a type of lure.
Okay.
A spinner bait?
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
Do you?
I know what a spinner bait...
Because you sounded like, when I said it, you're like...
Well, no, I was like, I don't
that's
know,
what it is.
I don't know why they call it DuPont.
It's a particular brand, I believe.
Okay. You're smart.
You know, I'm a pickle.
So back to like they have different reports of how the creature could look. Some say that it's like 15 feet long with grayish looking skin. That's kind of like fleshy, like the that one monster I talked about back in Alaska.
Alaska?
Excuse me. Some people say that it's not as long, but it looks heavy and dense, like it's 1,000 pounds or something like that.
Like a catfish.
Some people say that it comes on land, leaves three-toed claw marks and tail dragging behind it.
So the Goro.
Yes. So one of the later reports of it was in 1971 and 1973. 1971, sightings began again with someone reported seeing a gray creature with a horn sticking out of its forehead. Other witnesses described it having a spiny back. It was 20 feet long. And later, a trail of three-toed, 14-inch prints was found in the White River area.
Holy crap.
Crushed vegetation and broken trees were evidence that something large had passed by, and it was assumed that the tracks were whiteys. This is where it kind of gets funny. In 1973, legislation was passed. So legislation was signed into law by signed into law by a bill by State Senator Robert Harvey, creating the White River Monster Refuge along the White River. The area is located between the southern point of the river, known as the Old Grand Glaze, and the northern point on the White River, known as Rosie. It is illegal to harm the monster inside of the refuge.
Okay, that is super weird.
So the actual thing says, the resolution makes it unlawful to kill, molest, trample, or harm the White River monster while in its native refuge.
What if I want to molest it?
So you're saying... So the guy at the end of this thing said, I have only one question about this piece of legislation. Trample? A 20-foot monster?
Yeah, how are you supposed to trample that?
So it's
babies, maybe?
I guess. It's kind of just interesting that it has like this 40-year cycle. People keep apparently seeing it. They see like a weird long gray creature. There's been like...
cicadas hibernate for like 20 years.
Exactly. There was actually a photo.
This thing is a cicada.
Somebody was actually teaching a class about Arkansas or something and actually had it pulled up. So some people think it's a different type of monster. Some people think it's a type of almost like a dinosaur thing that just never died. So let's see. Open image, a new tab. So this is what some people believe it to be.
Oh, it looks like a flat gator with really feminine eyes. Do you see that?
Oh, it's wrinkles.
It's eyelashes.
Not eyelashes.
It's got eyelashes. It's got better eyelashes than I do.
So that's one depiction of it. However, there is a more logical reason that I think in my in my head is that it would be something like this.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
The alligator snapping turtle.
How big can they get?
I'm not sure. They can get really big, and they don't die until they don't die of old age. I don't think. I don't know how long these...
What?
I mean, look, they're like alligators. Because alligators don't die of old age. They just keep growing until they die of something, basically.
Really?
Yeah, it's like because that's what I've heard. So they basically just keep growing and they keep getting bigger.
Based on by the way, based on what you've heard, you were kind of right about the pig thing.
About the pig thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I was?
They do somewhat go back to, they call them feral pigs, though. They don't call them boar. They just call them a feral pig.
Feral pig, but they go back to, almost a boar state, is what I was getting at. Yeah.
Ish, yes.
I was what?
Kinda right.
I was...
Kinda.
Right.
Kinda.
Right. Nice. So,
Idiot.
the thing is, if it was this, because... Have you ever seen one of these things? They are...
Just now.
No, in real life.
No.
They are gigantic. Terrifyingly so. Can be as big as this table.
Ew.
Yes.
Have you seen a Florida softback turtle?
No. Is that the one with the really long neck?
No.
Also...
Sorry, this is an off-topic thing.
So this is an alligator snapping turtle.
Yeah, hold on, I'll pull it up. I actually caught one of these things. It was disgusting.
You caught one?
Yeah.
How did you catch it? Fishing?
No, with my bare hands.
Well, why would you do that?
Yes, I was fishing.
You could have got the salmonella.
Okay, check this thing out. It's super weird looking. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's the one with the long
really
neck.
long neck. Yeah, they're supposed to be pretty good. So I saw that face, and I was like, how the heck do I get the hook out of this thing?
Does it have teeth?
No, but I didn't want to get my finger close enough to find
It
out.
looks so...
Doesn't it look sad?
It looks so weird.
And you wouldn't notice it, but their neck is super long.
Yeah, I know.
It's really terrifying when you pull it out of the water, and you see this big that looks like.
No,
So
don't
this
pull
looks-
that one up.
This one. This one looks like.
I really
You know who would
can't
like
see
this
it.
one?
Baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Oh,
I really want to grow. Baby, it's cold outside.
that's
See,
gross.
this. There's a lot of reasons why he's upset, because he doesn't look a lot like that's a fish. He doesn't look like. Hold on,
Back out.
where this. So this is the opposite. This is the opposite of that picture.
That is the funniest looking animal I've ever seen in my life.
So this one is when it's not cold outside. This is the most stupid,
That is-
immature joke.
That is the dumbest looking animal.
Like it's all soft. It's not a really. I mean, it's not a super hard shell. I mean, that's why they call it a soft shell turtle. Shut up. Anyway, yes, catching one of those was strange because I really didn't know how to get my hook out, and I didn't know if it was in its tongue, and it got really mad at me.
Oh yeah, because you hooked it.
Apparently, though, Floridians can keep 2 a day.
Are they good to eat?
Apparently,
Did you eat it?
no. They actually say you can get like 6 different types of meat out of a turtle. Different tastes and textures. Like there's like chicken and
You got your dark, you got your white, you got your off-white. You got your gray meat, you got your beige.
You want some beige meat, do
What
you?
was that one color that you told me that I refuse to call a real color?
Greige.
No, it's not greige.
Pretty sure it's that one.
That's a color?
Greige, yes, it's a gray beige.
No. I refuse
It's
to
a real color.
I refuse to accept it. It's a gray beige.
You're talking to the person who's been in like that kind of design world for like the last 6 years.
You come in with the scarf. You really use some grays right here.
I have a scarf somewhere.
All right. Map.
On the map. That's copyrighted. It's copyrighted. What was that? What fell?
I don't know.
Look at our map. So, as you can see, this is the United
This
States.
is United States. With
No,
its friend,
status.
Canada.
If you look up here, Calgary.
Calgary.
So, we are in Arkansas. Boom! It took us both way too long to find that.
We got another thing we have to do now.
What?
Look at the map. We have to look up which one comes next alphabetically and then stare at the map first. That way when we pull this up, we're not like... So we're in Arkansas right now. We have
Arkansas.
covered Florida with the skunk ape.
Skunk ape, and what was yours? I can't remember now.
I didn't do the
The Wampus Cat?
No, I didn't do the Wampus Cat.
You did the stupid lady. Or was that Alabama?
Man, we need a list.
Yeah, we do need a list.
Let me keep a list.
We'll get a list and we'll
Well,
slap it right
basically,
on
we're
there.
going to do which one was basically what we talked about the most.
Yeah, so we talked about the skunk ape the most in Florida.
Yeah, we talked about the skunk ape most. I don't think I had that much. Beast of Bears.
Beast of Bears.
That
that's
was
what it
another one, yeah.
Yep. No, wait, wasn't that in Alabama?
No.
Okay. Alabama was the white thing.
Alabama was the white thing. That's the one that I did.
I did the white thing.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
We're going to replay this.
Yeah, and I did it. I'm going to throw in a clip right here where it says I did the white thing. And it's going to be, Michael's going to go over the white thing. And it's going to be your voice.
I thought I talked about the fact that it did the whole, like, the person was up in the tree, the thing chased him up the tree.
You got to fix your thing. That's the Moss Man that you did.
There's too many Sasquatch.
Okay, you got to fix it. All right, there we go. Don't touch it again, because that really is really annoying.
Sorry. So too many Sasquatch.
Sasquatchy boys.
Okay, so we did Alabama.
Arkansas.
Wait.
Alaska.
I remember now. Alabama. There was the Downy Booger.
Yes,
that's
the
the one I
Booger.
did.
That's
yeah.
the one you did, yeah.
Downy Booger from Alabama.
Then we did Alaska.
Otterman.
Which is still really cool.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. And then I did the
Lake
Jigignac, or whatever the Lake...
The Jiggy Snatch.
Lake Iliamna Monster. Iliamna Lake Monster. That's the one that I did there. Okay.
Ginger Snatch. Ginger Snatch.
So, Alabama, and then Alaska.
And then Alaska.
And then
Arkansas. We did Arizona. It's right here!
In front of you! Skinwalkers. Which, honestly, for the while...
Very scary.
That was the creepiest one that I've ever had to that I researched. Definitely
We need to hold it up higher, because we're...
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, not that high, stupid!
So, we did it...
Stop it!
We went to Arizona, and then that was where the Skinwalkers were.
I think that's all we did was the Skinwalkers, because...
That's all we did was Skinwalkers.
Yeah, because I didn't do one.
Because you didn't do anything.
I'd been sick, though. I'd been sick.
I don't think we had... Did I knock it again?
You did, and it's so frustrating. I'm so sorry.
So, so Arizona, we did Skinwalkers mainly.
Yep.
And when we're done with this podcast, with this one, we're probably going to take, like, a little mini skunk ape from right there. And we're gonna put the ones that we'd covered the most and everything like that.
Yeah, once I get a better printer, I can print us off some stickers.
And then we did Krampus, North Pole.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. It's gonna be over here.
Why?
Because that's the Norwegian stuff.
From Germany and Austria.
Can't reach that far.
Yeah, we did. We'll have to put Krampus somewhere in here. I'm not sure where. Probably in Canada.
No, we did.
It's cold enough in Canada.
Arkansas with Galro.
Galro!
I always want to put like another G in there because I think it sounds stupid.
Galgro. And then we got the Ozark Monsters. Ozark Howler.
And then...
I had a stroke.
Yeah, you... and then... It's funny because it's true.
Shut up.
And then also the White River Monster. Another thing that we didn't talk about because we're going to run into it a bunch of times.
Every state.
Every single state, just put it there. Please don't fall.
Man, that is a really low budget TV. It looks like a crappy picture.
So every single state that we go down, I swear, at least down here. Well,
no, it's everywhere.
I mean, it's everywhere for the Sasquatch. Everywhere for the Sasquatch. But
yeah.
The main thing we've also seen is something about the Wampus cat.
Some sort of cat, yeah.
Some sort of cat monster.
It's really weird.
Which I think just goes back to like people seeing probably like panthers or jaguar and stuff like that.
Well, I think the thing we're starting to notice...
Not jaguar, mountain lion.
A puma.
Or puma.
Puma. I think what we're noticing, though, is... What?
Ocelot.
Ocelot.
What's the ocelot's name? Just keep
From
going.
Archer?
Just keep going.
Anyway.
Pazuzu!
Stupid. So I think what we're finding, though, is the time frames we're finding these things. Like when we were looking over the white thing.
Yeah.
The time frame it was hitting was about the same time frame the Floridians were seeing the skunk ape.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking a lot of people are seeing is stuff they're misconstruing as these creatures, and the fact that they are being put through the circulation, and just by word of mouth, people are picking them up, and I think they're starting to see what they want to see.
Yeah. I mean,
the only one I think has not been able to do that is Alaska, with the Inuit and everything, talking about the Otterman.
Yes.
And as much land is up there that we don't know about, because Alaska's huge. I hate how they always show it here, because it never shows you just how big Alaska really is. But it's huge. It's bigger than almost half the United States.
Yeah, it's about as big as half the United States.
So, and Hawaii, I mean, that's right next to it. So it's just got to be... That's why I don't know why Hawaii don't have any snow. You remember our dad tied out the woman that he worked with that did that?
What? She actually said that?
She was wondering why or how Hawaii could be so warm and Alaska so cold when they're right next to each other on the map.
Should they both be hot? They're like right next to Mexico. How did Canada get down there?
Is it always in sepia down there? Like you want to see something? Hey, look. Now we're in Mexico. It's so funny that that's like that. And every
show, every movie, ever is just.
We're gonna be somewhere in Central America.
We're doing it's literally anywhere. Was like, we gotta show them that it's hot.
That's what it is. Sepia.
How do we make it look cold? Put the blue on.
I don't think they ever do that. I don't ever see blue.
It looks a little bit bluer. You can do the same type of effect on your phone.
I guess that's true.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'll do it now when you said it's bluer, and I'm definitely gonna do it back when I said we're in Mexico. Oh gosh, it's toasty in here now.
So next week, we are going to be doing California. What? Do you not like the way I said California?
I just feel like you had to look at the map again. And like, what's this?
No, I was just trying to make sure it's
California, right?
Still right there. Hasn't gone nowhere.
Somebody moved the states on me.
So,
and after that, we're going to go to...
Please don't embarrass yourself.
Shut up.
Pretty sure it's...
Colorado. Right? Not Connecticut?
What is the letter after the O in Connecticut, Michael? Oh, 'twould be an N, wouldn't it?
So we're going to go over Colorado instead of Connecticut.
Well, what would come after the...
I wonder what's going to go... I wonder what's going to be in Colorado. It's such a square state.
A bunch of hipsters.
Because it's square?
No, because Portland's there.
Is that what it is?
Wait, no.
No.
Portland's in Oregon?
Yes. I love how you said that with a question mark.
Boulder's
in Colorado. That's where Michael Scott moves to with Holly, his wife.
There was this comedian that I can't remember who it was, but he just like crapped on Boulder for like a whole set. It was hilarious.
Jeez. Why is Boulder so bad?
Because that's where the hipsters are. That's why I screwed it up.
You're an idiot.
Coming down there with their super plaid and their suspenders and their steampunk glasses.
I bet they smell.
I hate hipsters.
Do you think they smell? They probably smell. They look like they wear too much like product in their hair and on their beards, and they probably smell like a walking salon. You think they probably get... They're the kind of guy that buys beard oil. Specifically for like their height and build. They go to a beard boutique.
Excuse me, sir. You are not tall enough to. You are not tall enough. You're not wide enough for this.
Excuse me. This is not your blend. I need to get you a special blend of beard oils. These are gonna seep deep in your pores and grow your beard nice and strong.
I just feel all of them have...
I swear, if you buy beard oil based on what some stupid questionnaire, then you just shave it off or something. I don't even use it. I mean, I don't even have one, really. My boss, one of my national managers, said, "He's growing his in." I was like, I don't need you to say it like that.
He's growing his in?
Yeah, my beard.
Mm-hmm. I feel like mine's coming in nicely.
Yeah, it takes some time. We use our hormones for better things.
And with that, we're going to wrap this on up. So we will see you again next week. I didn't say this last time, but like, share, subscribe if you want. If you don't, we're going to keep doing it again. We're on Spotify. Yep. Sorry.
I don't think we're ever going to have Pandora until we can get like a bunch of people to listen to this one.
Really?
They haven't hit me back. But I'm going to try and get on. I think we can get on Apple Play and Google Play without having to need for any craziness. So,
you almost did it.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. All right, cool. Well,
it almost looks like I got excited.
Yeah, no context.
No context.
But anyways, thanks for watching. Stop buying stuff. We're going to keep doing this stuff, even if you don't watch it. It's fine.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You having fun?
A lot of weird stuff in this country. A lot of Sasquatch. I'm tired of it.
A lot of Sasquatch, man. I think it's a lot of people just... They want to see a big, hairy man.
Yeah. Shout out to Hugh. Hey, buddy, if you're watching this, thanks for watching.
Give you a huge shout out.
Shut up. Goodbye.
What did you know about the Gauro? Did you know about the White River Monster?